It's about that time of year. With spring break fast approaching, second semester seniors are getting ready to visit colleges for the first, second, or even third time before making a decision, before deciding on where they will commit this fall. So, if you're in that category or will be very soon in that category, stick around. This video is for you. So before I get started, let me briefly introduce myself. My name is Marissa, and I am a student success coach. I work with students and families to help them eliminate the stress from the U.S. college admissions process. I do that by helping students craft their unique story when writing and applying to colleges and universities so that they can stand out from a crowded pool of applicants. I also work with students and families to make sure that they are building the right college list and targeting schools that will ultimately be the right fit, right? So that they can find their right fit ultimately. So in today's video, I'm going to share about 5 tips for a meaningful college visit, especially if you are visiting before you make a decision about where you will be attending this fall. Huge decision, game changer, but it is so exciting, such an exciting time. So I'm just here to root you on as you are getting ready to do that tour. So the first tip that I want to give, of course, I think you already know, but just a really important reminder is to make sure that you visit a class in your field of study. Visit that class when you are there. Pay attention to the room. Notice your older peers. Notice the interaction between the professor and the students in that class. Get a vibe check for the room. Don't just also visit a class that is in your field of study. I would encourage you to visit 2 types of classes. Visit one in your field of study, your potential major, and visit another in a subject that you are just curious about. Say, okay, you're an engineer, but maybe you would be curious about taking a film class. Visit a film class, right? So make sure that you have that dynamic experience of something that is in your field and something that is in your area of curiosity or hobby or something that you would like to know more about. So that would just be one example. Notice that those interactions and how you felt in that classroom environment, because not all classrooms are equal. Okay, so that would be the first tip. Visit a class in your field of study and visit a class in a field that you are curious about. All right. Number 2, I would say this you would have to do in advance of your visit, but try to reach out to a club, a student organization that you would be interested in joining, to connect, to schedule a meeting with them, to connect on a more personal level, so that maybe if they're meeting while you're on campus, you could attend that club meeting, or if that club, one of the club officers, president, vice president, secretary, treasurer, whoever wants to take you to lunch, set something up. I know that students don't think that this is a possibility, but these are life skills, and this is something that you would be doing for the rest of your life, and that's something I would encourage you to do in a college tour. Take the initiative, be proactive, look for an organization that you would want to be a part of, and reach out to somebody that is, a committed member that's listed on the website, and try to schedule a meeting or time to connect. It doesn't have to be a formal meeting, but just maybe if they'd be interested in taking you to lunch, or if they are having a meeting while you're there, and maybe you can participate. So that would be my second tip. Third tip would be visit the Career Center. I know you're going to do the tour. The tour is going to walk you through all of these spaces, and yes, the Career Center is a major spot. But what I'm encouraging you to do is actually really take time to set time apart to talk to a career counselor when you visit the Career Center. Okay, so if this is something you're doing outside of the tour, great, because that's going to be one of the key places, one of your go-to spots for those next 4 years when you're trying to get an internship, when you are trying to build your professional network, right? When you're preparing your resume, when you're preparing for a job interview, the career center is going to be one of your go-to spots. So you make sure you make that appointment and find out how exactly are students supported, because all universities have the glossy books and the cool websites with all the statistics about how their graduates are doing and where they're interning and why this is the place for you. But you need to take it to another level. Get personal. Make sure that you can ask questions and you feel like you're really going to get the support you need. And if you're not clear about that, then that should also be telling, right? So be proactive about that, because you're making a commitment to a place that's going to support your professional development. The Career Center should be a key stop in your college tour, okay? Let's see, the fourth tip that I would offer is the next important place, the financial aid office, okay? All college packages are not equal. All schools do not, their levels of generosity are very different. So that is something you want to really, really take into consideration, and I'm sure you are, as you're wrestling with your entire family about where you belong. Visit the financial aid office. Make sure you make an appointment with a financial aid counselor to provide information about the additional scholarships or resources or fellowships that may be offered, or work study opportunities that may be offered to students beyond your freshman year package. What does it look like to make a long-term financial commitment to this institution, and how will you be supported by that office? So that is a very important stop, very important, probably one of the most important stops in your college visit. All right, and then I would say another really, really key thing, I would say the fifth thing, is attend a student-only event. Okay, beyond the tour, beyond the appointments that I just suggested earlier, attend an event without your parents. Yes, I said what I said. Attend an event without your parents. It could be a club meeting, it could be a fundraiser, it could be a party. It could be something that a fraternity or sorority is organizing. It could be something that, a club that you're really passionate about. Maybe they're doing some sort of event in the community, and a lot of students that are part of that environment will be there. These are just ways for you to really get a feel for what it would actually be like to be a part of this space. And so ultimately, you have a checklist. You have a list of things that are key for you that you're looking for in a college. And a school can check off every single point on that checklist and could still fail like your ultimate vibe check. And what do I mean by that? When you get on this campus and when you do all the things, right, and you've been thorough about your list, ultimately you're connecting with people. And you have to be able to answer the question, are these my people? Is this a community that I could see myself growing in? Is this a community that I feel like I could belong in? And not every school is going to answer that question for you in the affirmative. And so the tips to really making sure that you have a meaningful visit are that you are doing all the things. Yes, I know you're checking things off, but pay attention to how you feel in these spaces. Pay attention to the answers that you're getting to these important questions, right? And pay attention to your own ability to connect in that classroom environment, in that club setting, club organization meeting environment, when you're with the career counselor or financial aid officer, or in that off-campus, after-school, without the parents type of event. Pay attention to how you are feeling in those spaces And ultimately, you are the one that will have to answer the question of, do I belong here? Could this be my home for the next 4 years? Okay, so just wanted to really give you those key tips as you are getting ready to embark on those visits this spring. Keep those things in mind. Make sure, one, you're visiting the class in your field of study one, in an area of interest. Two, you're reaching out to a club or organization to schedule time to connect on a more personal level. Three, you're visiting the Career Center and you're getting your questions answered about how this place is going to prepare you to be a working professional. Okay. Four, you're visiting the financial aid office and you're getting the answers to your questions about how this place is going to be prepared to support you beyond your freshman year, beyond your incoming package. And lastly, attend a student-only event beyond the tour without the parents, okay, to get a feel, to get a vibe check of the community so you can answer the ultimate question of, is this my home? Could I make this place my home for the next 4 years? Okay. So I hope that you found those tips to be meaningful. If you follow them, you will have a very meaningful experience in that college tour this spring. So good luck to you. Make sure that you're liking and you're subscribed to this platform. And I just look forward to connecting and hearing about your college visits.